Nearly 15 million people have logged on and experienced the World of Warcraft. Quite commonly overlooked is the rich and illustrious lore and history behind Azeroth. Join us as we venture beyond the pixels, code, and players. Welcome to the story of Warcraft.
What? 1 minute, what? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Wait There's Lore right here on youtube.com/The Smoking Gamer. I am Pride, joined today by a multitude of co-hosts. We've got Necroxus in the yellowish shirt. I don't know, your colors are a little washed out there, so I don't know.
It matches his background.
It's like tan-ish on the
That's yellow.
It's yellow. It's yellow? Is it a particularly bright yellow?
That is
See
the
those?
worst shirt
You
I've
can't
ever
even.
seen in my
You
life.
can barely tell the difference between the smiley face and the shirt.
Why did you
You need some-
What are you looking at?
You need some contrast.
Like color blindness.
No, I have not. Although there are, you know, those, you go to those things. Like I went to the Omniplex, which is now called the Science Museum of Oklahoma. And it says that if you can see these numbers, you are colorblind, and I can clearly see the number 32, so I might be. Who knows?
Oh, there we go.
Regardless, though, we've got Necroxus there. We've also got Jan with us today.
Indeed, I am here.
And Dunn as well. What's going on, Dunn?
I'm good.
We're having a sponsor competition here. I'm rocking Monster. He's rocking Rockstar. But
Rocket.
both energy
Necro,
drinks.
that's the worst shirt I've ever seen in my life. That's including your Kool-Aid shirt.
Excuse me.
We've got a fantastic show for you guys today. We actually prepared for this one. It's fantastic when that happens. Yeah.
I like it.
Indeed. We're going to be talking about a little bit more about patch 5.4. Specifically, Necroxus and Janelle have a bone to pick with somebody.
You can say that.
Dunn's going to be talking to us about the new short story that we have, or that Blizzard released. It's about an orc, right?
It is. Koak,
It is.
the Dragonmaw orc.
Yes. And we've also got we've got a top 10, but it's different. See, we're not going to be talking about anything that we've talked about before. It's not going to happen.
Hopefully.
Anyone who has ever shown up on the top 10 list does not show up on this top 10 list. Yeah.
And for every person who has shown up on a top 10 list that shows up on on this top 10 list, you will give me $1.
Wait, let's be honest. We've had Kill Jaden on like every top 10 list. He'll probably show up somehow on this one.
No, but
I'm just gonna put him in there.
Listen, his name does not
No,
appear
okay,
on
I
the
can put
list.
him in there.
For yours,
His name
yes.
is not there. That's the
Actually,
point.
I think I could put him on there as well.
Actually, I think he shows up
In a lot of them.
fine, but that's not the point. The point is, in terms of the list itself, they don't show up. It's fantastic. And then we've also got the long-awaited information of the one sub challenge, or the challenge of one. And
There's a very special edition of How He Retcons the Lore as well.
there is a very special edition of How I Retcons the Lore. No, yes, that's true. That is true. And then we've also got lore facts. We've got lore facts as well this week, I believe. So we've got a lot of content. Of course, we'll wrap up what we don't. Anytime we have left, we'll go to Q&A. So in the meantime, let's hand it over to Necroxus. And well, first let's do the plugs. We gotta do the plugs. If you want to get in contact with us, if you want to ask us a question, if you hear anything throughout the show that you want a little bit more clarification on, do not hesitate to send Dunn a message in IRC, and if you're not in the IRC, you can get to the IRC by going to thesmokinggamer.com, clicking on the live chat button right up there at the top. Java app is going to load. All you got to do is type in your name, hit join chat, you'll be right in there with us, and eventually I'll learn how to talk. Once you're in the IRC, you can just PM, it's me, MPD, and we'll be racking up the questions for the end of the show. You can also, if you're listening to the archive, send us an email to lore@omfg.fm. Someone asked before the show if we're still accepting email questions, and we are. We've always been accepting email questions. It just so happens that the email weren't getting through because of a kink in the system. That has since been rectified, and we can now accept emails and receive emails once again, so be sure to get those in. Also, Jan's going to be taking over the YouTube, watching it over like a guardian angel, and she'll be throwing us questions from the YouTube comments section as well. Of course, it's only during the live broadcast, as once we end the show, we're done with it. We don't want to go back and watch it again, so we don't see any comments. I'm just kidding. I see all the comments, but
I tend to check daily for comments.
Yeah, I always check. I always make a mental note of how many comments there were, and then if there's new comments, then I'll click on the comments and read them. Although sometimes it's really weird because it'll say like earlier yesterday we had one extra comment on something. I clicked on it. I didn't see any new comments. I had seen all the comments that were there, so I don't know. There's like a comment somewhere going on. Also, where was it? There is a thread on the Smoking Gamer, which I thought we might be able to talk about a little bit on the show, so if we got time, we might do that. If we get time, we'll hit that up. In the meantime, though, Necroxus, Janelle, pick your bone.
So, recently there were spoilers on, what was it, MMO Champion?
Yes.
Spoilers?
Yes, spoilers for the next patch and how the raid is going to go. And apparently, Stormwind is getting bombed. Stormwind Harbor, to be specific.
For listening live, I will put a link to that video in the chat so you can watch it.
Well, no, it's not just that. I love the comments right now. You guys see the new PTR data mine stuff about Stormwind Harbor? Oh man, the Alliance bias in this will be so fun.
Is it really biased though to not want to get shit on anymore? Like, is that a bias?
Well, you know, just the whole fist pump moment is now not only we're helping the Horde set out their own shit, we're getting bombed and letting them walk away.
No, here's the fist pump moment. It's for the Horde. We're just going like this and it's going right in our face. That's our fist pump moment.
So basically what you're saying is a big burly orc has grabbed you by the wrist and is fist bumping you in the face.
Yes.
While saying stop hitting yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's
I like it. I like it. Nothing wrong with this. Blizzard 10 out of 10.
So,
more specifically,
also,
there's...
where is Janelle's top hat?
I don't know.
Someone
More
dropped the
specifically,
ball.
just so when for specifics, there was a file added in the last PTR push with a spell called quote bombardment, and the description of the spell says bombarding Stormwind fires a Corcoran Iron Star, which is like this big siege engine thing that's in the garage fight, firing it at the enemies, bombarding Stormwind, and then there's like a Shah type of spell that gets cast on Stormwind. And if you look at the video I linked in the chat, that is not going well for the Harbor Stormwind. Things aren't going well.
I actually think we have a picture of this as well that we can show.
Yeah,
There
the
is.
picture I think is a lot better than the video.
Yeah. The picture really, it kind of brings everything together because there's some other spell effects and stuff that you don't see in the 3D model. So there's your picture right there with everything going on.
After the end of this, there's no argument that the Alliance faction is, in my opinion, the weaker faction, because they have been written to be that way.
I could have told you that from the start.
No, but it's okay. We've been repeatedly told that our time's coming, and it was going to be this expansion, apparently. I guess
Yeah.
our time is coming just to finish this off.
And just because back in the Warcraft 2 novels where the Horde gets their ass kicked so much, matters much now. Apparently.
Yeah, lore that happened in Warcraft 2 18 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what they're making up for now, guys.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around.
It's just incredibly disappointing, and I don't even know There's no such thing as Alliance pride. You can't be proud of this.
Whoa! Whoa!
Nice, Rioris.
I don't exist anymore.
I like that. But yeah, there's no fucking point. Orgrimmar's getting its third fucking facelift. Stormwind is going to have a tower rebuilt while the harbor is destroyed once again.
Have you guys fixed your park yet?
Nope. Because apparently, on top of being pathetic at strategy and negotiations and war in general, we don't know construction
or gardening.
Apparently not. It's not like our faction built the fucking deep run tram. We don't know how to construct anything. It took us an expansion and a half to repair Deathwing's fucking claw marks in our towers.
I'm not even angry anymore. I'm just incredibly disappointed, and I don't know why I play anymore.
It's a fucking joke, and I saw Blizzard repeat their thing where they're trying to convince people, the defeat of Garrosh and the conquering of Orgrimmar is somehow an alliance victory. Blizzard, it's not. You can stop convincing us. It's not.
Well, here's like my question. Because they've already said there's going to be a 5.5. What could they possibly do in 5.5? I mean, it's going to be. But what could they possibly do in 5.5 that would be, okay, this is our fist bump moment, I'm cool with this?
Destroy Orgrimmar.
Maybe that's what the facelift's going to be.
That's not what I want. I'm saying we've been shit on for so long, they can't just do like one thing and be like, no, it's all fixed.
I'd be happy with several somethings at this point because I'm just so pathetically disappointed. I want a fucking working harbor. I want some land given back to us, or maybe Ashenvale to stop fucking burning. It's kind of pathetic where I'm just like, just do something, anything. Stop shitting all over us and making this game so fucking pathetic. Because that's what it is. The Alliance are just pathetic. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. There is no war. It's just, oh, hey, so after all of this shit you guys did to us, now we're finally going to take a stand since, you came onto our land for the, what is this, the fifth, sixth time to destroy something, but you're finally in Stormwind, so now it's a problem.
Well, what's funny is that after BlizzCon 2011, when we found out Theramore was getting destroyed, everyone was freaking out on the Alliance. And Zarhim basically said, you guys don't know the whole story yet. Once you know the whole context of the story, you'll see why it's an important thing for the Alliance. Obviously, we're at the end of Mists of Pandaria now. Theramore was destroyed just to be like, yeah, fuck you, Theramore. We didn't get anything. It was supposed to be like the impetus that made the Alliance want to get into the war. And Zarhim's saying the exact same thing for this. You don't have the context yet. Wait until you understand the story.
Let me read real quickly what you're talking about, because you just kind of threw that up without...
I can read them. I have them up right now.
I'll go ahead and do this. It says, hello Alliance, howdy Horde. Understandably, there's a lot of rampant speculation about a version of Stormwind Harbor that has been found in the 5.4 PTR files with virtually no context behind what's going on in that environment or where, how, and why it could be in the game. That should be relative to the time you spend drawing conclusions about what you know so far of this alternate Stormwind Harbor environment. Food for thought, happy Friday, and that was, of course, posted by our good friend, Jonathan Brown, Mr. Zarhim himself.
I think the only thing they could do that would not make that outrageous if it's somehow some kind of vision. And unless it's like heroic Garrosh, there's no visions in the Siege of Orgrimmar raid. So I don't know what he could be talking about. Me personally, I don't have a lot of faith based on the last 5 years of Alliance lore and what they said about Theramore. So he might be right, but it's hard for me to trust that as an Alliance player. You know what I mean?
I just frankly call bullshit. This expansion, at least the last 2-3 patches, have been about the Horde. This is not going to be any different. And I really don't think anymore that 5.5 is going to be different either. They have given us no proof, promises that have been empty since this fucking expansion was announced. Why should I suddenly believe you after you've made 1 million promises? And you've broken them all.
Pretty much. I mean, we're expected just to go along with Varian leaving after 5.4, with shit like this and just everything else. It's we might as well just supplant Varian as the king. My personal vote is for Sky Admiral Rogers. We're going to promote her to High Queen of the Alliance.
High Queen bitch face.
She ain't taking no shit from nobody. She'd be nuking the shit out of Orgrimmar. By the way, with our goblin nukes, or our gnome nukes that we've had for 3 expansions, where Garrosh is just nuking everywhere, and we're better than that. Yeah, we are, and we're losing everywhere, so...
We're losing everywhere. We've lost tons of territory, but it's okay until they finally walk into Stormwind, and now it's not. It's bullshit. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I don't like my faction very much right now.
All right. Well, let me ask you that. You guys have said your piece, right? You guys are pissed off. You don't like it, right? Let me just reiterate a couple of things from this note that Zarham said. And I quote, "There's a lot of rampant speculation about a version of Stormwind Harbor that has been found in the 5.4 PTR files." I would say that you two are rampantly speculating that this is a direct involvement from Garrosh Hellscream to bomb Stormwind Harbor, correct?
There are Horde ships in the bay, so yes.
Right. Gotcha. Now then, I would like to point out that Zarham is the one that posted this. And I know that you guys have had a little bit of a couple of conversations with Zarham. I've had many conversations with Zarham. I know that he likes to be cryptic about things sometimes.
Hearthstone beta? Yes. We will have one of those.
Yeah. That's a story. So for reference, so that we're not, providing inside jokes, I emailed Zarham. It was like basically asking for Hearthstone beta keys, and his reply was yes. And then scroll down, we are having one. So, yeah. He says, I just want to point out that it says virtually no context behind what's going on in that environment, or where, or how, or why it could be in the game. That should be relative to the time you spend drawing conclusions about what you know so far of this alternate Stormwind Harbor environment. There are a couple of
pull up that picture again?
There are a couple of key words that I would like to point out. Where, how, why, relative, time, alternate. What do those key words
It sounds like they're trying to say we're going to go forward in time to stop a bombing, or back in time. But either way, if a bombing happens, period...
Well, Pride, here's the thing. If it was just this that we were just upset about, if it was just this, just Stormwind's hypothetical whatever happens, I would agree with 100% with you. I wouldn't even have brought this up. But it's not. It's a string of other things that this potentially happening is on the tip of it. It's Ashenvale, it's Theramore, it's Lordaeron, it's what Varian does at the end of 5.4. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's not... I will fully admit, it could possibly be some alternate thing, and if it is, I'll freely be on here and be like, okay, I was wrong. Because it's just... But that... Even if it does happen and the complete harbor gets destroyed, that's just a pittance compared to everything else that's happened to the Alliance. So, I mean, I agree with you, but it's supposed to be... That outrage is in context with everything else as well.
And right, even if it's somehow in the raid and only in the raid, and when you're regularly around Stormwind Harbor, you don't see the damage, I don't see how that matters. Stormwind Harbor gets bombed. If it gets bombed, once again, this is retarded and stupid. And everything I see in this picture says that that is what they're having him do with the data mine on his spell. Is it possible that they're going to pull it and say it was never there? I would find that far more likely than them never having put this scenario in the game ever, especially after what they did in 5.3 and how it's been completely centered around the Horde and the Horde getting rid of Garrosh.
But see, what you're saying is that it would be something that happens. I'm saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying that we go somewhere, we start to fight Garrosh or what have you. I say something happens, we get shifted. We get put somewhere we're not supposed to be. We put it in an alternate timeline, whatever you want to say or do or whatever. We do know that there is a dragonflight out there that has the ability to send us back and forward in time without problem. What I'm suggesting with the way that Zarham has worded this particular message to both the Alliance and the Horde is that time, he's using words like relative and time and alternate. My assumption, my guess, my best guess would be that this is something that happens but not in our time. It doesn't happen in our world. It happens outside of that. It happens on an alternate timeline, whichever way you want to go with it. I'm saying that yes, and this is something I think we are a witness to, not necessarily something that happens. So, for example...
Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So
you're
like,
saying
instead, we're given a vision of how bad it could be if we don't stop Garrosh from getting this heart.
Exactly.
For instance.
I'm saying that it is a vision of what would have happened or what could have happened if the Alliance did not step in and help out the Rebellion. Because, as you know, Rebellion is not very... They're not very strong in comparison to Garrosh. Number one, the Horde is split in half. That's half power automatically. Plus, they don't logistically have very much power either. Because a lot of people look at war and they look at, okay, this side has this many people and that side has this many people. If they fight, then this side should win because they have more people, but that's not true. You can look at the American Civil War, and that was a war of logic, of logistics. That was a war of the North having the railroads to be able to supply their front line, to supply both theaters of war in the West and in the South.
But the only benefit of that being the case is that we're not actually having Stormwind bombed. If anybody didn't think that this was a threat that was potential after Theramore, they were just being stupid. And it comes back to the point I had last time we had this argument, is that the idea that we allow Garrosh to do this and we don't step in to deal with it is just tactical stupidity. We do not need a vision of the future telling us Garrosh is going to bomb Stormwind, because if you didn't know that after Theramore, you're just being stupid.
Yeah, so exactly. If it's like what you're saying, Pride, that it's a thing that's supposed to show us, well, this is what happened if you didn't help. A lot of ways, I think that's worse than just Stormwind being bombed, because it's Blizzard trying to be like, here's your little pittance of what you were supposed to do if you didn't help the Rebellion in 5.3, Stormwind gets bombed. Fuck you! Give us a good storyline in 5.3 instead.
But there's also an alternate in this. It could be a cinematic value or a dramatic value instead of a reasoning value. For example, whenever we know that we at some point in time come under a lot of stress, both the Horde and the Alliance come under a lot of stress, right? We have people that could potentially be dead, very important people that could potentially be dead, including Jaina, Varian, so on and so forth. So perhaps the dramatic part of this is it's a vision or something that says that we are, or what the war would end up in, what the result would be if we lose this war. It doesn't have to be whether we win in or we don't go in. It could be, what my point basically is that it could be a billion different things. And we, as the Alliance, should not be jumping to the conclusion that you two are jumping to. You guys, everyone on this cast and most of the people watching this show know that I am a hardcore Alliance player. But at the same time, I can look at this and I can look at what Zarhem said and I can know kind of the thought process of Blizzard having that close relationship with them, that we cannot take this at face value just yet. If it reaches the game, I will be right there with you, pissed off, and I will be going to Blizzard just like the rest of us will and complaining because we are getting shafted if this is the case. Now, if this is not the case and it's something completely different, then we just wasted 25 minutes of our time and the viewers' time complaining and bitching and crying and moaning about something that didn't happen.
But this doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's not just this one thing, like I said.
I agree.
If you're right, I will be like, everyone's right, I was wrong. But even if this doesn't happen, it's still a chain of other things. We still know Varian lets a war chief happen. We still know that the Alliance leaves after 5.4. That is stupid. And I cannot believe that I've seen people on forums now saying, like, you should just get used to it because that's how the Alliance's story is going to be. That's horseshit.
Also, the idea that we won Pandaria when we didn't. They were kicked out by something that had nothing to do with the Alliance. The idea that we're defeating the Horde war chief and that should be good enough for us when it's not our war chief anymore. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be trying to kill him too. It's just becoming very frustrating that everything is a push to say that this isn't good enough because, oh, alliance bias. Oh, we somehow won everything in Cataclysm. I'm tired of it. That's where I'm coming from. And even if this is just a vision of what might happen and we need a push, the very idea that we need a push pisses me off. Because the Alliance tactics has been stupidly written. And I don't care if it's because they're fucking writers and they don't know what wartime tactics are. If you're a writer, you're supposed to do the research and figure it out. And they're not. And the Alliance comes off as incredibly stupid, weak, and pathetic, and I don't like it.
So, alright, I get what you're saying, and I agree completely that the Alliance has been shafted. What I'm saying is that in this particular case, we don't know the exact extent of what it means or what it's trying to say or show.
Yeah, of course. I agree with that.
Alright, good. We made that last a whole minute longer than I thought we would, so I'm proud of all of us. We did good. We did good on that one.
There's a comment from the IRC that just says, I love how Dunn's just sitting there watching, judging.
Well, Fat Man Bratters, I swear to God, if I get asked this question one more time, no offense to you, Fat Man Bratters, but dear God, I've already explained 1,000 times that Illidan using the vial and the Green Fire quest line does not stop or degrade my theory in any way, shape, or form.
They also never confirm me until you use the vial. So
exactly. So stop asking me about that. I've answered it. Go back and listen to old episodes. That's what they're there
Pretty
for.
please.
That's why they have archives. It's archived.
Or you can subscribe and download them all and put them on your iPod.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that right now, actually. Yeah, I believe we are. Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead. Let's do this. Riors, we're going to go to break. On break, you know, we've got that special little thing planned for us to do. So I want to go ahead and get that started. And all that good stuff. But first, enjoy the new social media commercial.
Ooh, I want to enjoy the new social media commercial.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Ozcast.
Some people think that the art needs a little bit of polish, but you know what? Mechanics totally make us.
Gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. Welcome to Content Patch.
Hey, how's it going? You ready?
This is yes, get back to some more StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm.
You're watching Day 9 TV, where you learn to be a better gamer.
Alright everybody, welcome back. This is for my guys. Prepare for the end.
Everybody, Markiplier here. We just hit 300,000. And I'm not so proud. And
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another sensation.
What's going on, guys? I don't really need to introduce myself because I'm already on the show. But I wanted to take this little commercial break to stand here one-on-one. They can't hear me. You know, it's just me and you. If they're watching the stream, I suppose they could. But I want to talk to you guys today about the One Sub Challenge. And basically, what the One Sub Challenge is that we're taking one of you, and $1. All right, we're multiplying them by 1,000. And the result of that multiplication is one amazing trip to BlizzCon. And of course, one amazingly lovable co-host for an episode of But Wait, There's Lore that you guys know as Jesse Cox of OMFG Kata. We've already talked to Jesse and got that stuff cleared up, so we're all super excited about it. But to get that, it's all on you guys and the completion of the 1-sub challenge. So basically what's going on is that we're going to get 1,000 people to subscribe to But Wait, There's Lore on thesmokinggamer.com. What you get with all that stuff, I'm going to have a video play, Rior's play a video here right after this. And it'll show you what all you can get and how you can subscribe and all that good stuff. But right now, what I want to do is kind of explain why we're doing this 1-sub challenge and why we want to have all this out there. And the biggest thing is that there are dozens of people that work on But Wait, There's Lore, Lore for Noobs, Azeroth Lore Tour, a couple other shows that we have coming up, as well as one web series coming up that we're currently working on with some other YouTubers out there that is really, really awesome, really fun, really exciting, and super funny. And I think you are all going to enjoy it quite a bit when it comes out. Granted, it'll be a while. The ultimate thing is this. Myself and Howitzer are going to BlizzCon this year. It's very expensive. We have so much. We have a lot of equipment. We have people. We have everything that we need to get to BlizzCon to help us in making sure that we cover it the best that we possibly can within our legal limitations, but also our creative limitations, which we have some very creative people that work here, so the limits are pretty far out there. So the ultimate plan is that we want to give you the best coverage possible in regards to the World of Warcraft lore, in regards to Hearthstone, and in regards to Blizzard All-Stars. Those are the three things that we, in the future, are going to be covering a lot of here on the Smoking Gamer. And so, again, it's very expensive, especially the equipment that we need for it. We need to rent some equipment on-site, and we also need to ship some equipment from my place here up to California. Very expensive to do that. So the 1-sub challenge is kind of a two-parter. Number one, it's going to make sure that we can get everything we need to BlizzCon there. And secondly, it's to pump more capital into the Smoking Gamer so that we can create more new, amazing, informative, and awesome shows for you guys to watch. Now, as I said earlier, there are dozens and dozens of people that work for But Wait, There's Lore that do it for free. They don't get paid for it. Very few people that work for the Smoking Gamer as a company, as a crew, as a whatever you want to call it. Very few people get paid. It's myself and a couple other people that do like super hard jobs that kind of have to get paid in order to do things. And then most of what they get paid goes into things like the Skype licensing and things like that that they can cover for themselves. So. And that usually comes out of my pocket, not from YouTube. The biggest thing is that we want to show them some support. You guys, can make comments on videos and things like that about how much you like them and how much you love them and all that good stuff and how awesome the videos were. But this is just another way for you guys to show them that you care, that you realize that the work they do does not go unnoticed. And so it's just another way to go ahead and do that. Plus, you get so much awesome stuff out of the deal. So basically what we did was we took the subscription and dropped it down to $1. 99 cents if you want to be exact. So it's $1 out of your pocket that renews once a month. So if you sign up today, then it'll pull out at the first of the month every month. And you can cancel this, of course, at any time, and it'll still count towards your count as the 1-sub challenge. So if your ultimate goal is just to get Jesse Cox onto the show again, you can do that. Basically make a $1 donation, go download all the episodes of But Wait, There's Lore that you want to, cancel your subscription, boom, done. You still get to carry the subscription for the rest of the month. Alternatively, if you want to really show some love and really show some support, then you can go through and you can get the 1-year option, which is $10, which will count as 10 subscribers, and you'll have access to it for an entire year. That means all the episodes of But Wait, There's Lore that have come out in the past 5 years and will come out in the rest of this year. So, and half of next year, hell. So, that's basically what the 1-sub challenge is. It's us trying to get 1,000 people to subscribe to the enhancement properties of But Wait, There's Lore on thesmokinggamer.com. And if we get that, then you get awesome prizes along the way, including myself and Howitzer getting tattoos at BlizzCon this year. It's something that we're looking forward to. We're also going to be releasing a special episode of Lore for Noobs for those of you who do that. There will be it'll be a subscriber-only episode of Lore for Noobs, so you will have had to have subscribed to get it. and a couple of other awesome little things that we're going to be adding in along the way. But ultimately, if we do reach our goal of 1,000, then Jesse Cox will come on and do an episode of Wait There's Lore. And it'll be awesome, and it'll be fun, and it'll be totally epic, because myself and Jesse, of course, together make a fantastic team. So it'll be sort of an OMFG Kata reunion of sorts, at least the original OMFG Kata reunion. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. And if you do this, if we complete the 1-sub challenge, it'll definitely happen. So, I just want to take these last few moments here, and I want to say thank you to anyone who does go ahead and take on the 1-sub challenge, or the challenge of 1. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to you and the rest of the Smoking Gamer crew. We appreciate you, we appreciate your love, and we appreciate your support. And hopefully, we'll be seeing you at BlizzCon 2013. Now I'm going to hand it over to Rioris, who's going to play a video to show you how to subscribe and what you get for doing it. Alright, so now that we're here, in this, and Rioris has played this particular video, I wanted to go ahead and basically show you guys how to subscribe and what you get for subscribing. So if you go to www.thesmokinggamer.com, you should show up this particular page, just a little web forum here, and then you've got other links and whatnot. One of these links is called subscribe. We're going to click on subscribe, guys, and you're going to get this. It's a subscription portal, and you've got this, which is a little bit of information about it. It tells you that the automatically renews once a month until canceled. If you need help with your canceling your subscription, then contact myself or Dolk1 or some other administrator or other staff member. We'll make sure that you get taken care of. We don't want to charge you if you don't want to be charged. It's also illegal to charge you if you don't want to be charged, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But the biggest thing is this little box down here, the subscribe button and all that stuff. So basically you've got two options. You got the 1 month for 99 cents a month, or you've got $9.99 a year. And so that's pretty much that. You just want to choose whichever one you want to do. If you want to do monthly, do monthly. If you want to do a year, save $2 and do a year. Or a dollar, whatever it is. So basically, then you've got this TSG forum username. Now, you do need to have a forum username and a forum account in order to get the subscription. You can do that. TheSmokingGamer.com/register, I think, works. Hopefully. But then you're going to type in your username, like Pride, or whatever it is, happens to be. I think mine is Pride. Hope mine's Pride. It would make sense for it to be. This shows you that we accept all major credit cards, but we do it through PayPal, so you do need a PayPal account or a credit card from one of these: Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, or a bank card. Then you're going to click on subscribe, and then it's going to bring you up to this. And this is BWS subscription promo number 4, $9.99 each month, and it automatically stops after a year. So in case you forget, it will stop after a year, and you do have to renew. And then it just tells you all the information, throw in your password, and all that good stuff. Now, that's how to subscribe. Now, what you get for subscribing is a whole bunch of stuff. We'll go into the first thing. It's Cathedral. This will show up whenever you subscribe and your subscription has been processed. It does take up to 24 hours, so if you don't get it immediately, don't freak out. And basically, you've got seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 already uploaded, and then after the 100th episode next week, you'll get all the episodes up to season 6. It'll be the first 13 episodes. The reason we're doing that is because of the fact we wanted to basically just release them all at once. In the meantime, though, we want to kind of release them in batches. It's just a little bit easier for everyone to do it that way. So we'll try and release like a couple episodes all together. But basically, you get But There's Lore Season 1. This is all the episodes of But There's Lore Season 1 right there. You can get But There's Lore Season 2 right there. Season 3, except for 3 episodes because of a legal issue that we are currently trying to resolve. We'll get those up as soon as that gets taken care of. And then, of course, you got Season 4 with the exception of the Diablo episodes. And Season 5, which is just a ridiculous amount of episodes, but they are all there and all ready to go. Now, if we go back to the Cathedral, I'm trying to make this as quickly as possible here. You can go into the music downloads, and you got Dun Step, which is all those awesome little remixes that Dun does for all of our video projects and other things of that nature. And then you've got the TS Gamer intros and outros. More of this stuff will be added in the coming days. But right now you've got everything, and these are very simple. You can either listen to them online or you can download them. For example, if we go ahead and click on this one here. You get the best listening to the Wait, Lore intro ever. Featuring Jessica. But you've also got the Wait, There's Lore intros from 1 through 4, 5, and 6. And then you've got Lore for Noobs stuff going on. So you've got, for example, this here, which sounds weird at the beginning. I think I may need to go and fix that one. We'll find out. In the meantime, though, if we go down to the Cathedral again, we get the other features. You get the top 10 voting thread, which is basically us telling you how you can be a guest voter on the But Wait, There's Lore top 10 lists. You also get the Call Us option, which is kind of tells you a little bit about how you can call into But Wait, There's Lore live and talk to us and be a part of the show. And then you've also got the Lore for Noobs trailers and intro download. Season 4 will be coming soon, but you've got Seasons 2, 3, and 4 trailers and intros. You got the Season 4 trailer there, I suppose. And then the Season 4 intro, which is not the same as the trailer. I know, shocking, shocking. That'll be available as well. So in the meantime, we'll head back again. And I'll talk to you a little. This is basically it. This is what you get for subscribing right now. However, we are going to be introducing a sort of a newsletter sort of deal. It won't be an invasive one. We won't email it to you, but we will make it available on thesmokinggamer.com for subscribers. And what you can do is kind of keep up to date with what we're working on and all the videos that we've introduced throughout the month. I know that YouTube has a weird algorithm for how they show subscription boxes nowadays. And so a lot of people miss a lot of the releases that we have, which is, you know, hurtful for everyone involved, and I don't know why YouTube did it that way. It was stupid, and they should feel ashamed. And fix it. In the meantime, though, we're going to be adding that little bit, so you'll be able to see all the content that we've released for either bi-weekly or monthly. I haven't figured out exactly what we want to do with it yet. We'll also be adding all of our exclusive content. We'll have exclusive content from BlizzCon 2013 up here. We'll also have some exclusive episodes of Lore for Noobs. We'll also have some other exclusive content coming up as well, and people need to stop signing on to Steam. I don't know if you guys can see that or not on the recording, but yeah. In the meantime, that's pretty much that, guys. And again, this all goes, this is what you get for the 1 sub challenge, which is something that we're pushing really hard for. We're trying our best to get 1,000 people to subscribe. And honestly, guys, for $1 a month, this is a lot of content. I mean, the episode downloads alone is 4.5 years worth of But Wait, There's Lore. There's something like 175 episodes available for download. I mean, not 175 episodes. What am I saying? It's 175 hours, and then, you know, somewhere around 80 or 90 episodes available for download. That's an insane amount. Plus all the music that you get and other such features. It's honestly, I don't think there's anything out there that's better than that except for free. But unfortunately, like I said, this is so that we can get to BlizzCon and do all this other stuff and make sure our equipment gets there and whatnot. So. That is definitely not free. Of course, all the stuff, 90% of the stuff that's on here is available for free on YouTube, but you can't listen to it on the go. I mean, if you're driving down your car and you're like, man, I really want some lore, then boom, you have the MP3s of everything that we've done so far. Well, soon you'll have everything that we've done so far. So, I mean, realistically, guys, for $1, that is an insane product, and insanely cheap as well. But it's helpful. It helps us out and shows us that you care. It shows us that you like what we're doing and that you want us to do more. And then, of course, with that those 1,000 subscribers, you know, we'll be able to do a hell of a lot more. So, in the meantime, guys, I once again want to say thank you. And I hope you guys partake in the challenge of 1 or the 1 sub challenge. I'll see you guys back on the show. I think it's starting right now.
Cenarius had at least 4 children: Zatar, the eldest, the progenitor of the Centaur; Remulos, one of the younger sons and keeper of the Moonglade; Ordinus, a random NPC killed on a level 20 Horde quest; and the Dryad, progenitor of the Dryads. In the RPG book, Cenarius had a bastard son named Centaur, supposedly the ancestor of the species of the same name. While it is well known that Cenarius' eldest son, Zatar, is the actual ancestor of the Centaur tribes, 3 of the tribes, the Kranka, Marauders, and the Stone Talon, are not confirmed to have their origins with Zatar, possibly lending credence to Centaur's existence. Unlike most other children of Cenarius who use druidic magic, the Centaur use a twisted form of shamanistic magic, though not quite as dark as what Garrosh has been doing recently. The Magnetar are also distant relatives of Cenarius, though their precise relationship is not described. In the RPG books, they once were one of the dominant races of the world, with evidence pointing at the existence of a few Magnetar kingdoms, where the early humans were kept as slaves. A handful of rugs made of centaur skin can be found among the Blackrock orcs of Blackrock Spire. This suggests the possibility of a centaur breed in the eastern kingdoms which was wiped out by the Blackrock orcs. Remulos, the keeper of the Moonglade, is also the one who introduced the Tauren into the Cenarian Circle, despite the protests of Fandral Staghelm. In contrast, Remulos opposed Staghelm's project of a new world tree, Teldrassil. Despite usually hating each other, some centaur, such as the Centaur Pariah in Vanilla WoW, dream of the day where the tribes will be united. In Cataclysm, the Alliance and Horde help unite the Kolkar, Magrum, and Gelkis tribes against the threat of the Burning Legion.
Alright, so now we're at the top 10. It's amazing. That intro is awesome. I like it. I didn't make
it yet.
I made it, but I didn't make it. Like, I put the little pictures on there, but that's it. Everything else is already made. I stole it.
Perfect.
And by I stole it, I mean I paid for it, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into this, because we gotta make it quick, because we still got so much stuff to talk about, and I didn't know that I talked for that fucking long. But I do want to say, before we get started, already, you guys are absolutely, like, blowing my mind. So thank you. And all these guys say thank you, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into the top 10, and I promise that on the list, anyway, nothing that has shown up before will again. So, let's get right into it. Dunn, start us out with number 10 on the top 10 significant landmarks in the
Yes.
World of Warcraft.
And that would be Stratholme. Right?
Indeed.
Stratholme is the 10th most significant landmark in informed opinion, and that is because it is the what's the word I'm looking for? It is the locale where which started Arthur Stanley's dark path, which shaped the world of Warcraft as we know it. Him becoming the Lich King, and yeah, everyone died. Like everyone died there.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was also Nax used to hang out above Strath. That was the Scourge's base of operations in the Plaguelands. So that's another thing that you can chalk up to good old Strath.
Yep. Jaina died, and everyone died, and Jaina cried. Everyone died, and Jaina cried.
That is pretty much how it happened.
I heard Jaina died and everyone cried.
Nope. Definitely did not say that. Quiet.
Speaking of Jaina, someone who shares the first 3 letters of their name is going to tell us about number 9 on the list, Stormwind City.
They are, yes. Stormwind, number 9. Stormwind is important for many, many reasons. I think mostly because it's been involved in so much history for World of Warcraft. It was involved in the first war vaguely as it was a base of main operations, and it was the last city to fall to the Orcish Horde. In the second war, I just had a brain fart. That was amazing.
They did it again.
They did it again. Yeah,
that goddamn horde.
The goddamn horde. They burned it to the ground after Garona killed their king, and then they fled up to Lordaeron. Then it was rebuilt, because Stormwind's good at rebuilding their fucking city, and it's been based on
because it keeps getting blown up. You'd think practice makes perfect.
Unless the horde does it, then it fucking takes 6 years to get rebuilt.
It's been the base of operations for humans since then. It's where Onyxia staged part of her coup. It's been the starting point for the attack on Icecrown and the Lich King, and it's just generally an important place for where things happen.
Indeed. Indeed it is. On to number 8 and 7 by myself. The Black Temple is number 7 on the list of top 10 significant landmarks in the world of Warcraft. The Black Temple, of course, was originally, back before all the drama, the Temple of Korribar, and it was used by the Draenei as a place of worship and spirituality. That was, of course, until the Orcs drank the Kool-Aid and nearly the entire race went on a murderous rampage and ousted the Draenei. They then renamed it the Black Temple, and it housed the Shadow Council. Fast forward a few years, and the Burning Legion's Manaroth took over ownership, only to be evicted by Illidan Stormrage when he fled to Outland to escape the supposed wrath of Arthas and went into supposed hiding to stay away from Kil'jaeden. That, of course, makes no sense. That, of course, makes no sense because a madman who he apparently went crazy and thinks that he killed Arthas, so why would he be afraid of Arthas and all that stuff? But we won't get into that.
Arthas kicked his ass, that's why.
But yeah, but he thinks in his mind that he killed Arthas. See, that's what messes me up about the Burning Crusade. It makes no sense. It's illogical. Fucking Blizzard, man. Anyways, and yeah, that was number 8. Whatever. Number 7 on the list is Undercity / Lordaeron City. I thought it was something else. So I did my research on something else, but that's okay. We'll talk about the Undercity and Lordaeron City anyway. So back in the day, the humans all came together in this place called the Kingdom of Arathor, whatever. And they kind of started splitting off into different factions. One of those factions was the Kingdom of Lordaeron. It would eventually grow to be probably the most important kingdom to the humans for quite some time. and it was sort of the central hub of all humans before Stormwind. And of course, they when the orcs came to Azeroth, they destroyed Stormwind City, and their next target was, of course, Lordaeron. All the kings came together and made the Alliance of Lordaeron, including the dwarves and the blood elves of Quel'Thalas, at this place. And like I said, it's been very, very super important and all that good stuff. But eventually, in the Third War, after Arthas, did the whole Stratholme deal, killed King Tyrannus, his father, and so the Lordaeron city kind of became a fair game for this one particular woman named Lady Sylvanas Windrunner, who was the leader of the Forsaken. She took it over and kind of created it the Forsaken's hub of power, seat of power, I guess, if you will. And it, of course, is now the Undercity. So, there you go with that. It's a very important place, I mean, for a multitude of different reasons, but we're trying to keep it short because we got so much stuff to talk about today. So, I'm going to move it on to Necroxus, who's going to tell us about Light's Hope Chapel.
Yes, number 6. I want to get the number right. Number 6, right, is Light's Hope Chapel. Light's Hope Chapel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, number 6, Light's Hope Chapel.
Nailed it. All right. Light's Hope Chapel initially was just basically like a church in the Western Plaguelands, or Eastern Plaguelands, excuse me. And eventually, as Arthas destroyed Lordaeron, there were a couple paladins. One of them was Lord Maxwell Tyrosus, who actually is leading, or part of the Argent Crusade's leadership. Basically explained to Darian Mograine, who was there at the time, that as Arthas was destroying Lordaeron, they uprooted a bunch of bodies of heroes of the light and interred them at Light's Hope Chapel, basically making it a sacred place. It is why, despite the rest of the Eastern Plaguelands being largely destroyed, somehow that place survived. It was a site of several significant battles. Almost all of them were victories for the Argent Crusade. It was also the place that we saw the corrupted Ashbringer be cleansed and the Knights of the Ebon Blade breaking off from the Lich King. And in Cataclysm, the Argent Crusade basically made it into almost a fortress-type city to take the fight to the remnants of the Scourge. So that's number 6.
And moving on down to number 5, Jan, what do you got for us? What is number 5?
Number 5 is Dalaran.
This many.
Yeah, that many.
This many.
Dalaran is the floating city now of the mages, which is important for several reasons. One of which is because Archimonde tried to destroy it, and Archimonde was a friend of Kil'jaeden. There, I put it on him in the list.
How many dollars does Pride
You
have
heard
in
it.
there?
Confirmed.
4 or 5.
Archimonde is a friend of Kil'jaeden.
Archimonde is a friend of Kil'jaeden. Anyways, so yes, Dalaran is the city of the mages where those who are wishing to study magic and all that get to go and learn from all the different races. It contains the Violet Citadel. Jaina Proudmoore studied there. Karen Tor are based out of there. They went to Icecrown to defeat Malygos. And Icecrown. I'm just not good with words. To Northrend.
To defeat Icecrown, what?
To defeat
cool.
Icecrown. Yeah.
Dalaran went to Icecrown to delete Malygos. Perfect.
There's a whole bunch of other reasons why this place is awesome. Currently, it's supposedly only part of the Alliance, and Jaina is based out of this city that is still floating above the ground and deleting dragons.
Deleting her enemies.
Deleting her enemies. And so yeah, that's Dalaran.
Nailed it.
Wow. So, moving on down once again.
Yeah.
To Necroxus, who's going to tell us about number 4 on the list.
Number 4 is the Sunwell. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the Sunwell is now. It was a fount of mystical power located in Quel'Thalas. It was mystical. It's all the same shit. It was a fount of magic. It was lots of magic, and it was in a pond, kind of. It was created with Vial from the Well of Eternity. It was after the Highborn were like, fuck you, we're not stopping practicing magic, to Malfurion. And he was like, well, then get the fuck out. So they did. They went across the sea, established it in Quel'Thalas, or what would become Quel'Thalas. It was then desecrated, wow, many years later by Arthas trying to resurrect Kel'Thuzad, which it did. Almost all of it was completely gone or corrupted, but there was a little bit left that the Red Dragon Crassus basically changed into this human girl named Anvina, gave her a bunch of memories. She was stowed away for a while until Kael'thas went crazy pants, came back and tried to summon Kil'jaeden to Azeroth.
$6.
Through the Sunwell. Basically, Anvina gets sacrificed, but with the spark of a Naru, Velen, who never gets credit for this, fucking reinvigorates the Sunwell for the Blood Elves. And now it's just chilling. And the Blood Wells have their power back, so...
The Blood Wells.
The Blood Wells have their elves back.
We'll see if Dunn can keep his words together by talking to us about number 3 on the list. We're getting to the bottom third. Number 3 on the list, Icecrown Citadel.
Well, I had a whole segue into it that you've just ruined now. Thanks, Pride. I was going to say, if number 10 was the beginning of the story... What's off this got to do with the Horde? If number 10 was the beginning of the story, Icecrown Citadel is the end. Kind of. Or kind of the middle as well, I guess. Basically, Icecrown Citadel is a thing because it is the seat of power of the Lich King. It is where Nazul's soul was entrapped by $7 Pride Kil'jaeden. And then we went there, and it's made out of the blood of Yogg-Saron. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just a nifty place. It's a nifty place. And
I'll interject here because this is the one I instead of that other one, this was the one I researched for, and I will say.
Well done, Pride. Well done.
Yeah, I know. I should make you do the next one and me do this. That's what I should do.
Wait, what? Okay, go for it. Whatever.
All right, fine. Okay, cool.
Do it. Oh, okay.
All right, let's do it.
Wait, what's the next one? 1 sec. What am I agreeing to?
Doesn't matter now. You already agreed to it. So yeah, number 3 on the list, Icecrown Citadel. Basically, when Kil'jaeden, there you go. I'll even give you an extra $8. There you go, right there.
That's $10.50 so far, Pride.
Kil'jaeden got pissed off at Ner'zhul for not following directions, and basically ripped his soul apart, created the Lich King, threw him down on Azeroth. He landed on a mountain of ice. This created a glacier. And then we all know what happened with Arthas and Stratholme, and then he went and found Frostmourne, and Frostmourne led him up to Icecrown Citadel. Or, well, at this time it was called Icecrown Glacier. And broke the big entombed in ice Lich King, and when that happened, it created a massive explosion, which then created a giant spiraling mountain thing. And, of course, then they used the blood of Yogg-Saron to build a fortress and called it Icecrown Citadel. And that is the history of Icecrown Citadel. Now, Dunn is going to tell us about number 2 on the list, Mount Hyjal.
Yes, I am. Who am I actually taking this from? Out of
Me.
curiosity. Oh, okay, you had this.
Yeah. So go
How
for
many
it.
did you do?
3.
Mount Hyjal. Okay, Mount Hyjal. That is important, and it is important because that is where the Nordrassil, the second attempt at the building a world tree, was planted. No, yes, no, yes, and that is where. Just fuck. I mixed the trees up. There's so many. Because like, what's that one in Grizzly Hill called? It's like
Nordrassil.
Vordrassil. I was going to say like Vlodrassil, but okay then. Nordrassil, which is super important most of all, because it is planted on Illidan's attempt to create a second Well of Eternity after the War of the Ancients. I feel like the War of the Ancients is coming up quite a lot today.
Yep.
And
Kil'jaeden.
Kil'jaeden. No, it wasn't Kil'jaeden this time, it was Archimonde. And Archimonde, it is also... Nordrassil, if anything, can be like considered a glorified gravestone for Archimonde, because he's down there. Because that's where he got exploded. And then I'm sure the dragons like blessed it as well. and that's why night elves have things.
That's why night elves were immortal.
Until the whole Akamon debacle.
Yeah, indeed.
And that was and like all the ancients live there, like all of them. They're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go hang out in Hyjal.
Pretty much. Number 1 on the list, Necroxus. Wait, hold on. Before we get to that, hopefully Rios didn't change the thing yet. I just want to. I mean, would it really be difficult for people to like guess what number 1 is?
That's what I thought. Like, people were picking Nordrasil, but it's not.
Really?
So.
Someone said number 1 is Broxagar. Someone said Dun's house is Broxagar.
I've got one for
Dun's
Arkamar, one for Ulduar, one
Dun's
for
house
Theramore.
is number 1.
Theramore. Yes, Theramore.
Yep.
Yeah. No, number 1 is Necroxus.
Number 1 on the list of top 10 landmarks of Azeroth is the Dark Portal. Of course, what else could it be, guys?
Exactly.
The Dark Portal. Everyone knows this story. It's the thing that the orcs came through before the First War, when they fucked up the Stormwind. Basically, it was created as a joint effort between Medivh and the warlocks of the Shadow Council, who were following Gul'dan's orders. And then Gul'dan, of course, was taking orders from Sargeras through Medivh, who was possessed by Sargeras. So they were having a good old fun companionship, open up a portal to destroy other planets, you know, just like a Saturday night picnic. So they open the portal, all the orcs come through, kill everybody. Eventually the portal does get closed, in part with the skull of Gul'dan, thanks to Khadgar and friends. That's what I'm going to call them now. Khadgar and friends, where the portal remained dormant for years and years and years, until Doomlord Kazak found an artifact that allowed him to reopen the Dark Portal, and thus the Burning Crusade began, the expansion at least. And that is the Dark Portal. It is number 1. Top 10 landmarks.
I guess, actually, yeah. Bandage Ninja says, I'm surprised there's no one mad at the list. Well done. Well, I can't speak now. Well done, guys. Well done.
Well done indeed. We did good. I'm proud of us.
We'll ruin it next week. Don't worry about it.
We will.
It'll
be number 10 through 1 will just be Kil'jaeden, and we'll sort of repeat ourselves.
Oh, wait. Sargeras helped open the Dark Portal. He leaves the Burning Legion. Because you went into Limbo, Kil'jaeden is now the official technical leader of the Legion.
What is
Done,
that?
I get half of everything you're making.
Also, Kil'jaeden corrupted the orcs in the first place.
Done. You just lost like $7, man.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Necro just took half of all your makings.
One sec. That wasn't part of the agreement.
No. You
didn't. To review. Number 10, Strathhole. Number 9, Stormwind. Number 8, Black Temple. Number 7, Undercity. Number 6, Lights Hope Chapel. Number 5, Dalaran. Number 4, the Sunwell. Number 3, Icecrown Citadel. Number 2, Mount Hyjal. Number 1, Dark Portal, just in case someone out there can't read the thing on the left side, or the right side, rather. For you guys, it's your right side, right? Yeah. Right side of the screen. For me, it's all backwards, but whatever. So there you go. That's the top 10 list of the week. We gotta go to break now, and we're gonna take a look at Dun Retcons, how he retcons the lore.
AKA Whack-a-mole the shit out of them, number 4. It is
Whack-a-mole the shit out of them, number 4. There you go.
Very exciting.
Genius.
A week next Thursday, Nozdormu explained to Krasus, his good friend, that there was a problem with the space-time continuum. By a loon, Krasus declared. You've dropped the ball. Why do you have to keep dropping the ball, Nazi? Fortunately, Krasus knew just the man to call to fix the problem. Enter Ronin Redbeard, Raptor Trainer Extraordinaire. And so our two brave heroes departed to Blaze Edge Mountain. No good has ever come from there. It was a logical place to start. And they stumbled across a tear in the fabric of space and time. Don't worry about this, Ronin said. I know just the incantation that will solve all our problems. I learnt it in the Wizard's School of Scholomance. It goes like this. Wingardium Leviosa. Unfortunately for Ronin, his pronunciation of the incantation was just a little off. It's in fact Wingardium Leviosa, and the two found themselves falling backwards in time, back to before the Sundering. Fortunately, by some twist of fate, they stumbled across Mankurt the Blue, who had been gifted a magical hammer by the demigod Cenarius. The trio proceeded to go and whack-a-mole the shit out of Sargeras' face as he tried to emerge from the Well of Eternity, and thus save the multiverse from utter destruction. And that's how it happened.
Hello and welcome to the Ozcast.
Some people think that the art needs a little bit of polish, but you know what? Mechanics totally make sense.
Gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. Welcome to the Content Patch.
Hey, how's it going? You ready?
This is yes, get back to some more StarCraft 2 or Heart of the Swarm.
You're watching Day 9 TV, where you learn to be a better gamer.
Alright, everybody, welcome back. Super, my guys, prepare for the end.
Everybody, Markiplier here. We just hit 300,000. And I'm not so proud. And
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another segment.
Alright guys, and we are back right here. I do want to point out a couple of things. Number one, I'll be processing all of you that have been subscribing right after the show, so I'll make sure that you guys get in there really quickly, and you can start downloading all your stuff. Number two, there's going to be an interview of me and Dunn talking to Ro of Realm Maintenance, talking about the 100th episode of Boetha's Lore, which is next week's episode. So this is episode 99. Next week will be episode 100. And yeah, it's quite awesome. You can catch that interview on realm-maintenance.com or realm-maintenance.com. I think it goes up on Tuesday. There's a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just the interview. There's some other stuff on there as well. But he also posts the actual interview, like the full interview, because on the thing it's kind of edited for time and whatnot. But he has the full interview up as well, so be sure to check that out. Here, myself and Dunn in a very serious, totally not fucking around scenario.
Yeah, like I'm like not even in character. It's weird.
I know it is. We did joke around, but he was not in character. So if you want to see us like out of character and just kind of our real selves talking about like the business of podcasting, be sure to check that out. In the meantime, though, we had a short story come out over this past week. Done?
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about this.
Oh
man.
Oh,
I forgot we were doing this. Yeah. Okay, the story is called The Strength of Steel. It is
The Strength of Steel!
It is by one Raphael Ahad. I hope I'm saying his name right. It is in the Destination Pandaria section of the WoW Game Guide. So you go to battle.net/WoW, you click Game Guide, Expanded Universe, Destination Pandaria, Faction Stories, The Strength of Steel, if you are interested in reading it. I'm going to be brief because, like, time, and I don't want to spoil it too much for the people who haven't read it, who might enjoy it. This is a book I can say, well, a story I can say, rather, that Tyrannor would like. It is very orky. Kind of. And Necro, I know you've read it too, so once I've done a brief synopsis, we can maybe talk about it a bit. Maybe.
Okie doke. Maybe.
Basically, the premise is there is a young orc by the name of what did I say I was going to call him? Koak. Koak. Let's call him Koak. That's sort of how it's spelt. And it is noteworthy that he is an orc belonging to the Dragonmore clan. That is the clan of his birth. And he's on a Zeppelin. And then they crash. The Zeppelin crashes, so we can assume that Croak is part of the first expedition that sort of follows the Alliance to the island at the start of Miss Pandaria that we saw in that cool cinematic. Right, as
Yeah, he says he is.
Yeah. But he gets stranded, and when his Zeppelin crashes, it actually kills, well, it grievously wounds, rather, a Cloud Serpent. This Cloud Serpent reveals to Croak, who I guess is the sole survivor of the crash, that she has an egg, and that egg is actually about to hatch. And as we all know from doing the Order of the Cloud Serpent reputation grind, I assume that we've all done that, right? Yes, no?
Yes.
Thank you, Necro. I've just noticed like Pride's like, fuck this, I'm gone. The first thing that a Cloud Serpent sees is, for all intent and purposes, that is Mom, and that's who they bond with. So this wounded mother Cloud Serpent sort of shoved Croak in the way because she knew she was dying, and sort of thrust this baby Cloud Serpent on this Dragonmore orc who's like, I'm gonna fucking tame this dragon. Because we learned that Croak was actually born just before Grimbatol fell, and he was raised in internment camps. He doesn't consider himself Dragonmore because he has brought shame to himself and dishonored himself by being brought up in chains and in an internment camp. So his logic is, okay, I will tame this dragon the Dragonmore way, and then I will be able to rejoin my clan. But basically, this is a tale of him trying to tame this, whatever they're called, Cloud Serpent. And for whatever reason, the Dragonmore way doesn't work. And then near the end of the story, he learns a valuable life lesson.
He does?
He does.
Wow.
I need to read. But basically, before I read this story, I was like, okay, so there's going to be an orc, and then a Cloud Serpent, and then something's going to happen, and then something at the end about honor. And that is basically right. Here it is.
Pretty much what happens.
The Order of the Cloud Serpent has taught Croak a valuable lesson. True loyalty can never be enforced, it can only be earned. He had raised and nurtured his serpent, cared for and confided in it, and in return it had saved his life. The Horde had done the same for him. They had taken him in and given him a family when he was orphaned and alone. And now Croak would stand beside them against Hellscream and the Dragonmore alike. Oh, he also named Steel.
Yep.
Because
they're connecting it to Garage the whole time, because, you know, blah blah blah. Horde and Alliance War.
Sorry about that. Basically, earlier in the book, he'd said, some Pandorans are like, I see you haven't named your serpent. And Croak says, no, he doesn't get a name until he has earned one. That is the Dragonmore way. But right at the end, he names him Steel.
Yep.
And then
because a thing that the Cloud Serpent Riders do is the way they show trust is they can like walk off a cliff and just expect their Cloud Serpent to catch them, and that's how eventually that happens with Koak and Steel.
But my prediction of the book sort of put you off the idea. Well, I keep saying book. It's 10 pages. But I sort of put you off it with my prediction, didn't I? And then you read it.
You did. I really was like, man, this is gonna fucking suck. This is gonna be terrible. I don't even know why. Cause I guess it was because about orcs. And it's one of those moments where my actual bias made me like not almost want to read something. But then I read it and I kind of really liked it. So, fuck me, I guess.
Well, I guess it's an orc that goes against, like, what he was taught as a child, what he like knew to be acceptable behavior, and then he learns and he becomes more of a wuss, I guess. But it pays off. It's a good book. Oh, I keep saying book. I'm just gonna call it a book. It's a good book.
It is a good book. Although I didn't see the necessity of them making it a dragon mount work just so they could be like, he's one of the few standing against Garrosh. Like,
No,
they didn't have to make it
I think they made him a dragon orc just because the
because
dragon.
they wrote dragons and that's
the dragon maws are their thing is let's get some dragons, and cloud serpents are, for all intents and purposes, dragons. So I think it wasn't to make him like a standout character that's a rebel, because we're probably never going to hear from him ever again. But I think it was more to show like the struggle of like tradition versus that maybe traditions aren't good, and you shouldn't just maintain to a tradition for the sake of tradition.
Yeah, you hear that, Horde? Good job picking another war chief after Garrosh.
A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. That's Shakespeare.
That is Shakespeare. Good job.
Tyranor, I can do it too. So I think you Shakespeare. Or my Shakespeare, rather. That's it, really. Go read it. I've said every time I do one of these story times we're done, and I know I normally go into more detail, and then afterwards I'm like, well, son of a bitch, now they don't have to read it. And I'm a strong advocate for people to fucking pick up a book every now and again. So
this is Thrall inviting that guy into the horde. See, open arms.
Thrall's getting his ass whooped in 5.4. I don't know if he's going to be around to do that.
Come on in, buddy. Come on in, buddy. Welcome to the horde. We take great care of you. I don't know why he suddenly like got Asian influence. I guess he spent too much time on Pandaria, but
Thrall didn't go there at all.
He may have. You don't know. The dude is everywhere. He's like God. He's everywhere, all the times.
I mean, he pretty much is.
I just noticed him in the YouTube chat. Hey. He's probably gone now, but hey, dude.
Indeed. So, wow, I just gave myself a paper cut on my desk.
I thought you were going to say wedge.
I slid my hand and I now have a cut. That's fantastic. My shit is falling apart. So with that said, do we have some time for some Q&A now? Oh wait, there's something you want to talk about. Let's do that. What's that?
Oh, yes.
Let's do that. Did
I post the thread in the...
I don't know.
Stop it, Necro.
Repost the thread so that we can do that.
Okay, let's do this.
You keep doing that like I'm not watching.
I don't care. What are you going to do? You're in Texas.
All right, let's do this.
Shit, you're in Russia.
Okay, I will read the OP. It is by Kelt. A Warcraft TV series. Does anyone think that this might work better than a movie? And I thought this was kind of interesting.
It is.
I put it too high. Shit.
Stop worrying about your damn sign.
No one gives a shit about this.
Okay, so
just okay. So let it go. She's no Nazgrim.
Would a Warcraft television? The question is, would a Warcraft television work better than a Warcraft movie? For example, like Game of Thrones is a TV series and not a movie because there's so much story to tell and not enough time in a movie. I think that it can work both ways. I think that a World of Warcraft movie can be a little bit more specific than, or has to be a little bit more specific than a TV series does, which can have multiple storylines going on and done well. There's only a handful of movies that have been able to do that, create like a multitude of storylines and then blend them together in a fantastic movie, like Crash. For example, is one that was pretty good that did that. But a TV series, of course, like we said, can kind of branch out and do different things and be a little bit more broad and tell the stories in a different format completely than a movie would, which has to be very specific and usually only follows 1 to 4 main characters, generally speaking, while TV series like Game of Thrones can follow, several dozen and still get away with it. I think, preferably, just out of selfishness, I would like for there to be a television series But it would require such a massive budget that I just don't know if it would be plausible.
I was sort of thinking about this, like, the Avengers came out and everyone loved the Avengers, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Joss Whedon's doing a TV series for, who is it for? Is it ABC?
I think so.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is a TV series that is spinning off from the film. So
Right.
why can't we have both? And get Joss Whedon to do it?
We could, but I feel that it would be weird for World of Warcraft to do like a spin-off thing and follow, like, well, who would they follow? Like, Agents of SI7? Like, what would they do?
I would watch.
They'd follow Anduin, and he'd be played by the guy who plays Joffrey. Nailed it.
Oh my god!
Sold.
Please no.
Oh, but he's also in Batman Begins.
He is in Batman Begins.
Batman, you made a horrible mistake.
Well, I think Pride's right. They would need a budget like Game of Thrones or even more.
No, they would probably require a larger budget than Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind that
the
Activision Blizzard they're in the black at the moment, aren't they? They don't have any debt.
They are in the black.
Get on it.
But this would be incurring debt, so I don't know if it's safe. I think they want to stay in the black. They don't want to. I think that perhaps they'll see how good the movie does.
Well,
If the movie
of
does
course.
well, my thought process would be that they'll do more Warcraft movies and possibly a television show, but I highly, highly doubt it, honestly. I think that overall they will want to keep it safe, keep it simple.
Oh yeah,
I think one of the biggest issues is going to be that Blizzard will want full creative control, which is kind of a lot of the reasons why it's taken so long for this movie to come about. It's because Blizzard is having to fight the movie studios over what to do and all that good stuff, because movie studio, like the story of a video game, story of a book, story of a movie, completely different formats, completely different mediums, and you have to go about each one in their own fashion, their own way. Things that you can tell, like there are ways to tell a story with a book that you just can't do with a movie. There's things that you can do with a video game that you can't do with a movie, and there's things you can do with a movie that you can't do with a book or with a video game. So Blizzard's a video game company, and now they're trying to make a movie, and they're butting heads with the studio that they're making it with, and that's a big reason why it's taking so long for all this to happen. I'm not saying that they're butting heads in the sense that they don't like each other, they don't have a good relationship with each other, but butting heads in the sense that Blizzard wants something very specific done, and the studio is saying, well, it would be cheaper and easier to do this, and they're like, no, but we want to do this. So it's a lot of back and forth to get exactly what they want.
Maybe it should be on HBO then as a TV show, because I know a lot of actors they've interviewed for Game of Thrones have said they give us almost completely creative control, and that's why we like doing it so much.
Well, it's a possibility, but that's what I'm saying. Right now, they want to see how much the movie is, because the movie's cheaper to produce than a television show like Game of Thrones would be.
Oh, Game of Thrones is so expensive.
Yeah, plus I don't know how well Warcraft would do that graphic, because it's not anywhere close to that. So I'm not sure how it would come off like that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd like it.
Alternatively, what I'd also like is like a Saturday morning cartoon.
I'm telling you, Azeroth Teen Titans, man. Azeroth Teen Titans.
I don't know.
Only if the season ends with them dying.
I definitely think the TV show is the better way to go. All I hear lately about movies is how the people who are in charge of the money don't actually really like movies or know how to make them. They just know how to make money.
No, they know how to make movies do what they want them to do, which is make them money.
There was a article recently, I can't remember who it was by, but he basically said that the movie industry is being mostly run by people who have never actually made a movie.
That is true. It's not being run by people, it's being funded by people who've never.
And that's what I meant. And that's what it seems this argument seems to me to be. And for once, I'm on Blizzard's side, and I'm glad they're really pushing the story over the funding.
Right. I'm sure Blizzard's also put up a lot of the money to make said movie, but we won't get into that too much. That's for that other show you want to do. Sort of. Not really, but... anyways. I'm going to go with movie and then possibly spinning off into a television series if the movie does really well and there's a market for it. The other thing is, a lot of video game movies fail because they're video game movies, and a lot of people get a hold of them, the rights to do those movies, and they don't do a very good job with them. So with Blizzard being so involved with the movie, we'll see how it goes, and if they can continue that sort of relationship with someone, with a studio that will give them the airtime and will give them the chance and will give them the money to do it, then sure, we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, though, we need to get on to some Q&A.
Yes.
We're gonna do a couple email questions here. Then we're gonna go to break. When we get back from break, we'll do the IRC and YouTube emails. So this one is from Game Recorder 123, and it says, first of all, I wish to apologize to Necro and Dunn. I don't really hate them.
Good.
Anyway, I shall ask another simple question. How would the progression of WoW, mainly Cataclysm, end up if Grom didn't die the most epic death ever? Would he have been chosen as the war chief? And how would
So basically what you're saying is if Grom didn't die, would Thrall have chose him as war chief when he went off on his walkabouts?
Right, and
is that what you're trying to get at?
And would it be any different than his son's reign?
I don't think he would choose him.
I don't think he would have chosen him, and I don't think if he did choose him, it would have been very different, to be honest with you.
I think if he had chosen him, it would be different, but I still don't think he'd have chosen Grom. But then again, if the choice was Grom or Garrosh, I think he would have chose.
Well, here's the thing. I think that if Grom was alive, the Northrend campaign would have went better, and Sarfang the Younger would not have died, and Sarfang the Younger would be war chief.
Well, that's possible because Grom would have taken Sarfang the Younger's place, realistically.
Yep.
So.
Plus, I think Grom listens to Thrall more than Garrosh does anyway. So even if he was war chief, it would. I don't think Grom is as crazy.
Also, Grom like clearly had a better relationship with Vol'jin, etc., than the Garrosh does. So.
Mm-hmm. I got. Let me try and move on to these a little bit quicker here. I was reading. This is from. I don't want to say the real name, so I'm not gonna say that. They don't have anything to call them by. I was reading Rise of the Horde, and I noticed that on the first chapter, Duratan calls the moon the White Lady. This doesn't make sense to me, since that's what the Azerothians call one of their two moons, and back then the orcs lived on Draenor. Could you explain this to me? And I just want to point out that I was gonna say it when I first read the question, but this person emailed me a couple minutes after this and corrected themselves, but Duratan didn't call it the White Lady, called it the Pale Lady, but it's pretty much the same thing. So,
well, a lot of cultures, like here in the real life, have similar names for the moon. Like China has a moon deity that's female. Sure, Native Americans have some deal with the moon. A lot of like Southern America's like people like the Aztecs and Incans and Mayans and stuff, they all had like female moon deities.
Most pagan religions have a deity that involves the moon, and most of those are female, yes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, except you took forever to say it.
So the short answer would be just coincidence and whatnot, yeah, so. And there's many examples of coincidence here on our own planet with cultures that were on opposite sides of the world, so it's just one of those things. This one is from, still no name. You guys gotta start putting names on this other than your real ones. Hello, but wait, there's Lore Crew. My question is regarding the power level of Sargeras. It's over
9,000.
Yeah. And what it would take to beat him. How many of the major lore characters would it take to beat Sargeras? If you could revive the dead Broxagar, get Illidan back, and every other major lore character was there to help, would they be able to beat him? Am I thinking too highly of Sargeras for thinking they wouldn't be able to do much of anything to him?
No, he's fucking squashed them flat and they'd all be dead.
Sargeras stomps on everyone.
They scratched Sargeras. That was it. That's all. It's not like he was significantly damaged.
If the heroes, he's broken this down into several questions. If he didn't have the help of the Burning Legion, would it be enough? If the heroes gathered every powerful item there was on Azeroth to use, would it make a difference? And who would be the bosses before Sargeras? Well, that one's easy. It'd be Kil'jaeden.
Kil'jaeden.
Yeah.
And then Kil'jaeden would die and come back, and you'd fight him again. The madness of Kil'jaeden.
Honestly, man, it would take a lot to kill Sargeras. I don't know exactly how much, but I'm sure it would be possible to beat Sargeras in one way or another. Alright, so with that said...
that could beat him would be like Amon Thul.
Yeah, with that said, we need to move on to our break. And after break, we'll be on all that other stuff. So we're going to take a really short break here. Rioris, go ahead and... play the social media and Polaris commercial, then bring us back in. Go, 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 buddy. Go, go, go. Rioris, let us know that we're back, and I don't know what the hell Necroxus is doing. Welcome back to Wait This Lore right here on youtube.com/Smoke. I am Smoking Game Pride, joined by Necroxus, Don, and Janelle. We are doing some Q&A. Before that, though, I want to remind everyone that the One Sub Challenge is now officially begun, and you can subscribe and all that good stuff, and hopefully we'll get Jesse Cox back on the show. Number 2, I want you to go over to realm-maintenance.com on Tuesday. Actually, I want you to go today and listen to, like, everything, but specifically on Tuesday, because you're going to have an interview with myself and Dunn over here, out of character. Oh my god, it's going to be insane. We're going to talk about the business of podcasting and the 100th episode of Wait This Lore, which is next week. This week is episode 99. We've had a lot of fun. We've done a lot of lore. We've talked about ridiculous things. We've had ridiculous rants about Stormwind that don't even matter yet, but we'll see how the future unfolds. In the meantime, I believe we have like a ridiculous amount of IRC questions, so I'm going to hand it over to Dunn so we can try and knock some of those out rapid fire.
First of all, I'm going to have to... someone's like fire alarm going off or something. That's what my smoke detector sounds like.
That was the producer's ear. That's him talking.
Okay.
He's now talking to us in Dalek, so...
Okay, yes.
I got
first of all, I'd like to apologize. I have like 20 IRC questions. I do not think we're going to get to them all. If I don't read your question out, email it in and we'll try to fit it in next week.
Indeed.
First question, I've got to ask this. It's from Mr. Extreme, who he missed the show today because he had to go to work. So I made sure I would answer his question. What is his question? What do you guys think about Ghost... Oh, bollocks. clicked the wrong button. I've got too many questions and I've lost the question. There it is. What do you guys think about Ghostcrawler coming out and saying they're thinking about 2 or 3 more expansions for World of Warcraft? What could possibly come after the next semi-confirmed Burning Legion invasion expansion?
I think it means that they need more time to work on the next expansion, and they're not leaving us in a lurch like they did last time. So good. Whatever they come up with, fucking thank you. I don't care what they come up with.
I will say I'll go ahead and answer this question as I saw this coming as soon as they announced that Titan had been paused and reset. I knew that we would get more WoW expansions. I think I talked about this. Did I talk about this on that interview, Dunn?
Yes.
I think I distinctly remember this, yeah. We talked a little bit about that on that interview with Row of Realm-Maintenance.com. As soon as they came out and said that they had paused the development of, or reset the development of Project Titan, I was like, well, we're definitely going to get more WoW expansions than the ones that were planned and I knew about. So there's the answer to that. That's what I think about it. Saw it coming. Figured it was going to happen. Kind of excited, kind of not. Wish they would have just done Warcraft 4, but meh. What can you do? Next question.
Well, there's part 2. What could possibly come next after the Burning Legion invasion expansion, which apparently is semi-confirmed at this point?
We'll talk about it next
people
week.
just think it's next.
We'll talk about it next week.
Okay, we're talking about that next week. So there you go, Mr. Extreme. So sad that you could not be here. Okay, let's see. What else have we got? Let's go with... Jan, do you want to read one while I find one that I like?
Yeah, fuck. One I was asked a couple times was, how are blood mages created? And, fuck, I forgot the other half of that question. Could regular mages become blood mages?
Unless anyone wants to take this, I'll take this.
Go for it.
Silence means it's yours.
A blood mage is a mage, kind of. It's a very blood elf kind of thing. I guess it's just a type of magic that they use. It's sort of fell-ish and sort of... Well, not fell as much as blood magic, which is usually seen as bad in various different universes. But the significant thing about a blood mage is they have the verdant spheres, which is what Kalthus has, those green things. And those they have to sacrifice a demon and bind its soul to something, and they can draw mana from that to further enrich their spells. They're also very closely linked with summoning phoenixes. That's a thing that they do. As for will mages become... will it be possible for them to be blood mages? No, because that has already been rolled into destruction warlocks. Yeah!
Yeah!
Fucking, there are way too many warlocks on this show.
Yeah, it's like...
All of you except for me are warlocks.
But wait, there's warlocks.
Yeah, pretty much. But wait, there's locks.
We're gonna rename the show,
yeah. But wait, there's locks. Yeah, whenever I leave the show, that's where you guys can rename it, rebrand it.
Well,
but wait, there's locks.
We're the 3... Well, Necro might be lucky enough to go to BlizzCon, but if it's just us, let's have a warlock show. Talk about warlocks.
Yes.
Yeah. Warlocks.
Next question from the IRC, if possible.
Bollocks, I was too busy answering the question.
I know.
Finding one.
Just click on one and read it. That's how I generally go about things. Take life as it comes.
Okay, from Loves Cox. Since Garrosh used the warp...
That was ironic.
Was it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Since Garrosh uses the waters of Pandaria to bring Yasiraj's heart back to life, does that imply that old gods truly can never die? Or the waters of Pandaria are just that powerful?
Both.
Next question. No, the old gods are very based on H.P. Lovecraft's, old gods and elder things and star monsters and etc. And they all tend to transcend death. So I guess they can't really die in because they're metaphysical entities. So what is death? Yeah, So basically, yeah, they can't die.
What is death?
In easy. Because death, yes. Yeah, that's it.
Next
That's
question.
my answer. Is it me again? Or John, are you ready, or? Okay.
Yeah.
Pride said we're doing a bunch of yours, so let's do a bunch of yours.
Oh man, I wish I had that memo.
I said it to everyone.
Shut up,
at the
Pride.
same time.
I wasn't listening. Make Retro asks, do you think there's something on the other side of Azeroth?
What?
Like if you sort of look at the map, let's imagine that's sort of like a side and all those places.
Oh, I see. Okay, I think what this person is missing is it's kind of like when you look at a map of the world, how it looks flat, but you actually wrap it around a globe. You need to do that with the Azeroth map. Assuming they aren't planning to add another continent that we somehow don't know about.
Which is on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, just
I mean, I guess it could go either way.
Yeah. For now, we have to assume that is the continent or that is the world as we know it, and if they do add something else, then we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be really difficult to kind of represent the world in a round way on the map.
On a flat map.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, the world might be flat.
Could be.
No, I believe there's lore that says it is a round planet in one of the War of the Ancients books.
And there's Ulduar, there's like globes of Azeroth
but
everywhere.
they say that the Earth is a round planet and it's not perfectly cylindrical. So
because round doesn't translate directly to perfectly cylindrical. That's why you say
that's not the point. Hey, fuck your science.
Got no room for science.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm just a dumb bitch. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, you're just a dumb bitch who won't show her face.
Yes.
Listen, the CIA won't let me. Okay.
I thought it was NSA.
I thought it was the KGB.
No, it was the KGB. Get it right, Dunn. She's your wife. Holy shit.
I was about to say, you think I'd know, but then you think Dan would know, so... Whatever it is, it is super serious secret business.
Next question.
Next one. Okay. Fucking, let's go with Dunfan27. Because why not? First of all, thank you all again for the podcast. It really does help me get through the workday. I will donate some money your way. I say your way, it's all like yours and shit. I don't speak whatever strange American dialect this is.
Handle it.
No, fuck that. I speak proper. It's the least I can do. My question, though, is about the next expansion and what Blizzard have to implement into the game for you guys to jump back in full force. Like,
I got that question too.
Yeah, no, you got,
Addicts WoW, right?
I've got him as he's.
If the question is the next expansion and what Blizzard may have to implement into the game for you guys to jump back in.
Yes, that is the question.
Like, what would you like to bring in or add to the story for the next expansion?
That is.
It's the same question.
Well,
okay, yeah. I got it from Addicts WoW. Cool. All right.
I assume it's the same person. It's just this is his IRC fan name.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves Dunn in the IRC. Everyone.
I'm being asked why I'm not over there.
Yeah, why aren't you in my clubhouse?
I honestly can't read both conversations at the same time
I struggle.
Parent vocal conversation at the same time.
The answer to the question is the Alliance. The Alliance needs to not be fucking losing. That would be my answer, my qualification.
I would just ask for some fucking equal treatment already. I feel like we're back in the suffrage movement. Equal treatment. I want to vote.
So what you're saying is someone's gonna throw themselves under a horse?
Yeah, I think that's what I said. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone's gonna sit in the front of the bus.
That wasn't suffrage pride.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Look,
Harvey Milk.
Racism. Someone always suffers when acts of racism occur. All
That's
right?
okay, because it's sexism. But let's move on now.
I call it something. I don't care if it's sexism, racism, religious.
You're way off topic right now.
You guys are being topicist.
So
that is some kind of ist. I'm not sure which one.
That is some kind of disc.
Oh, fuck. So, Pride, what do you want to see to
Pride
bring you
wants Illidan, or Tyralion, or both.
Both.
Maybe Illyria.
Nice.
I'll take that, but they have to be gay with each other. That'd be alright with that. That'd be funny.
I don't know. I want like I've been back. Some people don't know this yet, but I've been back for like 2 weeks, and I'm just sort of farming Galifar to get gear for 5.4 because I want to be geared to do 5.4, and I don't know. I kind of just want to level an ult, but I'm waiting for a friend to re-sign back up so we can level ults together. So I want like a new class, or I don't know. Something interesting. Give me that Demon Hunter class that people have been wanting for like years, and I'll level one of them, and I'll be really enthusiastic about it.
The problem with that is
Warlocks got all their shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Like a lot of the warlocks, and even rogues too, got a couple of the classic Demon Hunter spells. So it's
So Tinker confirmed.
Fuck it, I'll play a Goblin Tinker, I'd do that.
That'd be cool. That would be like a mix between, I think, like a caster class and like a hunter.
Also, just get rid of the engineer profession.
Fuck you.
Because I hate it, and then roll it into a class.
No.
Yeah, just roll it into Tinker.
No.
And then give all current engineers, like, you can max any profession you want just with the click of a button.
Step off my portals.
No one gives a shit about you.
Roll a mage.
Or whatever the fuck.
No, I don't want to play a mage.
I'll give you my portals. You can have it.
That sounded sexual. Alright, moving on.
Right, goddamn.
That's his wife,
in
man.
case you're the one with the portal, but that's neither here nor there.
I guess, is it me again, or?
Yeah.
Fuck. This guy's got Senior Awesome. It will actually... do you think that we will face off with and kill Sargeras in WoW? He thinks no. He thinks it would be better left for a Warcraft 4 thing.
I don't think we'll ever truly kill Sargeras.
We'll have to see where WoW goes in the coming... Like, we'll see what happens in this next expansion. And I think that will open up a lot of... Or I wouldn't say open up, but more clear up a lot of questions about that. I'm just gonna say that much. That's it.
Yes. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we never ever see Sargeras in World of Warcraft, and then people will be all like, you know how people are like, but we didn't go to the Emerald Dream. It'd be like, kind of like that. It's like, but we never fought Sargeras.
I'm kind of glad they never did Emerald Dream. I could never imagine a story that was very interesting over there. Let's go wake up the druids. Let's go kill the nightmare stuff. Why are we here again?
Who knows?
Building went crazy, and we have to kill him again. I don't know. Next question.
Okay. Yeah, next question, please.
Well, someone's just offered to maybe help gear me up because their guild is 12 of 13 heroic Throne of Thunder. So I was like, maybe. Thank you, Dunfan, whatever number.
That's a good question.
If I can carry me, basically. Yeah. That's not a question, that's just telling me that the world is round.
No Trees asked, is there any lore behind monks for races that aren't Pandaren?
They're taught by the Pandaren monks. There's Pandarans in like every zone who can be monks, and they're like, we'll teach you how to punch shit.
Pretty much.
That is my monk. That's how they talk.
I think the reason it doesn't make a lot of sense is it's the first time they've introduced a new class or added
yes.
Classes to a race, and the trainer wasn't like hidden away somewhere, and they did it for every city instead of just a few. So it seems a little weird. But yeah, that was the idea behind it, is they've all been trained by the Pandaren, and now they're here to spread the Pandaren ways.
and there's representatives of all the races up in the place where monks can teleport to get their plus 50% experience buff. There's like a gnome master monk who's all like, "This is your task for today. You've got to punch my acolytes from their posts," or some bullshit. It's fun. It's OP as shit. 50% like stacking experience buffs that you can get. Fucking OP. I love it. Level monks, so good. Yeah, basically that's how that happens.
Well then. All right, let's try and get a couple more YouTube questions in here before we head out for the evening. Well, I say we head out. I mean, I head out, and you 3, 4, 5, whatever, go play
Do
your
nerd things.
tabletop RPG.
Talking about that tabletop RPG, if you do watch Doom from the start and you want to be involved in it in a little way, there's a thread on the Smoking Gamer in the Doom from the Start section. A chance to influence the series. That is something that you should read and let me know if you're interested in it, so I know to move ahead. And that's a thing, and it's all in there.
Speaking of interest, I do apologize. I've been yawning like mad crazy for the past 10 minutes. I'm not bored or disinterested in the show, but I've also been awake for almost 40 hours, so... Anywho. Yeah, so Jan, get us a couple of our YouTube questions for us.
All right, this should be a quick one, but Morton Marquardt, I think I'm saying that wrong, but that's all right. I have a question. In Rise of the Lich King, Arthas kills the Lich King in his mind. So I was wondering, how could Bolvar Fordragon become the new Lich King if Arthas killed him or it?
Because he has the powers. The Helm of Domination still gives you powers to control the undead.
Right. Outside that, Arthas' soul has been released, so he's not...
He saw only darkness before him.
Right. So he's not, like, there anymore. His spirit is not linked with the crown anymore. If that makes sense.
I'm not sure if it made sense, but it made enough sense as the concept possibly can.
Yeah.
Carl Johansson asked, "Done. Can you stream some WoW one of these days?"
If Pride gives me the password to the Twitch account, yeah, sure. I'll do Smite as well, because we were talking about Smite with someone in the IRC earlier. Me and Harry will do some Smite. We like Smite.
Or we could all do a real game, like Dota 2.
Real game? Oh my.
Yep. Shots fired. Shots fired.
So,
That's alright, I officially quit Han and went to Dota 2. You can officially quit Smite and come over to...
Yeah, but I don't like Dota 2 because as you're bad at Smite, I'm bad at Dota 2, so fuck it, I'll play the game.
Everyone is bad at Dota 2. It's Dota 2. Like,
Okay then.
It's just like everyone is bad at any MOBA game when they first start because there's so much shit to do. The only reason that me and you did well in Smite when it first came out is because everyone else who was playing Smite was playing Smite for the first time. So we all had that stupid learning curve that we had to do and get through.
Also,
so once you get past your
that game at the beginning, we were like, let's play Smite.
Oh yeah, dude, it was fantastic for a while. Now it's just meh. Don't enjoy it anymore.
But yes, I will. As soon as Pride gives me the password for the Twitch, when Howie gets back, we'll probably stream just us goofing around doing LFR. Probably, I don't know, meeting up with people on the server of Mal'Ganis. You can see I had like guild chat conversations about peeing on hedgehogs and stuff. It's
Mal'Ganis.
Mal'Ganis
is part of the Burning Legion, who is run by Kill Jaden.
Wow. All right, so we got time for one more question from the YouTubes, and then we gotta go because.
All right. Yeah. The question is from the Great Homie because he's kind of freaking out. What kind of magic do troll priests use?
Mojo.
Mojo magic.
That Mojo.
Stay away from the
troll. Troll priests.
Mojo?
No,
Well, it's voodoo, I guess, but
yeah, it's like voodooism, but the good kind of voodoo, not the dark, twisted.
well, some of it's the dark, twisted kind of.
That's what
New Orleans
voodoo.
Yeah, but you get the idea. Basically, voodoo. With that said, it is 8:00 p.m. here in the central United States of America, which means our show is over. And I can go get some much needed sleep. Once again, want to go ahead and remind you guys, realm-maintenance.com. Ro interviewed myself and Don talking about the business of podcasting, talking about But Wait, There's Lore's 100th episode, and also talking a little bit, of course, about World of Warcraft lore. And some inner workings with myself and Blizzard and all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out on Tuesday. And if your question didn't get answered, whether it be from YouTube or from the IRC, you can always email us at lore@omfg.fm. We will see you guys all next week right here on But Wait, There's Lore for the 100th episode of the show. Holy shit.
Are we doing anything special that you can tease?
Yes, Jan's gonna flash everyone.
What?
That's what we're doing, yeah.
That's not happening.
No, it's cool though, no one can see you.
Because she didn't have a webcam.
Exactly, that's my point.
Oh, okay, so somebody's
went over her head there, but she
flashed
got
in
serious.
my place.
She got like seriously pissed off there. That was not good. Not good at all.
No, this is not my angry voice.
Oh.
This is my no, I'm not going to do that voice.
Anyways, guys, breaking news, Jan is not Sarah. For any serious captains out there who,
Shots fired, Fred. Shots fired.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week for the 100th episode of But Wait, There's Lore. From all of us here in the Smoking Gamer Studios, which is Earth, apparently, since we're from everywhere, we'll see you next week, and thank you once again for all your fantastic subscriptions.
Some people think that the art needs a little bit of polish, but you know what? Mechanics totally make sense.
Gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. Welcome to the Content Patch.
Hey, how's it going? You ready?
This is S6E12. You're back to some more StarCraft 2 or Heart of the Swarm.
You're watching Day 9 TV, where you learn to be a better gamer.
Alright, everybody, welcome back. This is one of my guys. Prepare for the end.
Everybody, Markiplier here. We just hit 300,000. And I'm not so proud. And
Hello there, everybody. Welcome